What's going on, you guys? It's 𝗦𝗢𝗗𝗜𝗔 here, and today we're going to be reacting to one of my favorite Ninja Warrior competitions. Actually, my favorite Ninja Warrior competition other than American Ninja Warrior Jr. and American Ninja Warrior filmings, obviously, because those can never be beat. And that is the Jungle Gym 4th of July competition from last 4th of July in 2020. This is an amazing competition. I made it all the way almost to the end of this third stage. It was a 3-stage competition. I'm going to be reacting to my runs almost 1 year later and analyzing them and talking about what was going through my head, talking about my mindset in this competition. If you enjoyed these types of videos, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, and let's get into stage 1. Okay, so stage 1 of the competitions at Jungle Gym are always based on speed, so it's always this one little area. So I had a little miss on that ring, saved it though and pulled through. These pillars, my strategy on these was to just pull straight through, skip that second pillar, there was one right there, and then just dismount. You had to catch the wall, go up and over. And then the flying shelf grabs, my goal was to link these as fast as possible because obviously if you didn't link them, you might not move on. Everyone was clearing this course, so you had to be fast because only half of the people moved on. Then just speed through the dipper, go straight at the spider wall, hit that gong as quick as possible, and just drop. So yeah, that stage was super quick. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit before we move on to stage 2. Those stages are always so fast, so everything you have to go extremely fast because there were some great ninjas there that ended up not moving on just because they weren't fast enough. So linking everything is super imperative on those stages. All right, now moving on to stage 2. This one's a bit more technique based, starting out with some nice steps. Then this rope I actually got a little bit caught up on. I had to take a couple of extra backswings, but my goal on this stage was to just get fast to the last obstacle because I knew there would be around 8 clears and 8 people were gonna move on because there were 16 people on the stage and again, half move on. So I wanted to make sure I was fast, so just in case I did fall on the last obstacle, which is where everyone was falling, I would be able to move on. So yeah, that was really the crux of this course. Everything else was fairly simple, just some nice spider wall and then some nice bars going across. And then next was probably one of the trickier obstacles, the dropping ropes. So these were on bungees, so when you caught them, they would drop down a little bit. But I was able to pull through them nicely. Again, my goal with this course was just to go fast, not waste any time. Then next with these steps with spinners on them, just blowing through them quickly. Then 3 obstacles left on this stage. The next one were these vertical pipes. There was one big move right there. I decided to static it because I felt like that was the best way to go. And then you could use that last one, but I just dismounted right away. A little risky, but I went for it. And then second to last obstacle, this is where a couple people fell, but most people cleared it. UFO to spinning bar, I caught it switch grip, as you saw right there. And then dismount to that mat. And now this is where everyone was getting taken out. I actually had one of the fastest times to this point, so I knew that I was in good, so I wanted to take my time for this last obstacle. And I knew that I was so fast that if I did end up moving on, I would be able to have a fast time and run late on stage 3 as well. So I'm taking my time, calming my breathing, and jumping up. So this is the lightning bolts. So jump up, land on it, 1 backswing, and go. And then I took 1 extra backswing here and sent it. These are a little harder than your average lightning bolt because they go up and around, so you really have to bring them out. So the hard part was actually these transfers, not going up to the second part. So it was more like a flying bar for the hard part at least. And then I dismounted and cleared it. Before we move on to stage 3, I'll talk about stage 2 a little bit. This stage was awesome because at the time I ended up having the fastest time, and then RJ Room was the only one who ended up beating my time. So I ended up in second for that entire stage. And this was kind of a competition where I was really able to show my stuff because before this, no one really knew who I was in the ninja community. They knew who I was, but they kind of saw me as just like someone who would go to competitions and do all right. So being able to, in this huge, amazing field of athletes, to place second was a huge confidence booster going into stage 3. All right, now here we are, stage 3. I remember I was really nervous going into the stage because the floating doors I had never cleared in a competition. At NNL Finals, which was my competition before this, I actually fell on the floating doors, so I was super nervous. So in the warm-up zone, there was a door, so I just practiced getting my feet on it the way I need to in the competition. And then I actually ended up getting through them pretty quickly. So that, again, was another confidence booster for me. I love when I'm nervous for the first obstacle because when I get through it, it boosts my confidence for the rest of the course. So the next was these spinning bar laches. I just took, the first 2 were thin, the last 2 were bigger. Just took 1 backswing on each and dismounted. So then my dad was coming in to give me some chalk to prepare for the trap doors. Now this is where a lot of people got taken out. If you made it past here, you were really looking good for this stage. So I was just taking my time knowing that it was going to be a hard obstacle to make sure that I had the rest that I needed to get through it. So hop up onto the pill, catch the trapdoor. I almost slipped off of my left hand, but I held on. Then the next one was a little bit more in cut, so I was able to grab it better. And then transfer to the other pill. Little scary, but I ended up getting it. And then down to this. And then I didn't want to go to the next trapdoor because I could have risked falling, so I just dismounted straight to that pill and got off of it. All right, guys, now this was the hard gauntlet. Slingshot straight into ultimate cliffhanger. So this is actually where I ended up going out, but my fall was actually kind of hilarious. We'll show you, you'll see it in a second. So I'm taking my rest, taking my time, going into the slingshot. So I jump up, catch the slingshot bar, and one backswing, boom. This is a little harder than your average slingshot, obviously, because there's big gaps in between rather than just the long bungees and no gaps. This one's small bungees and long gaps. So yeah, I took one backswing on each one, 2 on that last one, and then got there. Then reach up to that cliffhanger. That pull takes a lot out of you. Then you got to use the cliffhangers to transfer across. At this point, I was starting to get a little tired, but I was still feeling good. And next was this move. Then you got to reach this next cliffhanger. My hand almost came off, but I got it. And now this was the moment. If I had made this dismount, I would have gotten top 3 for the competition on the podium. Oh no, the dismount was just around that corner. You can see I was like, what? Yeah, basically, so all I had to do was get past that blue line on the ground. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to get past it. But that competition was so great for me. I was really able, that was my first competition where I was able to show people what I could do in Ninja Warrior. It was so cool to be able to show everyone my skill and how I'd improved over quarantine, because this competition was kind of right after all the quarantine stuff had been lifted. So me and the 3rd place person in this competition both fell in the slingshot and ultimate cliffhanger combo, but they were just a few seconds faster than me to the point, so they ended up getting 3rd instead of me getting 3rd. But if I had made that dismount, I would have gotten 3rd and possibly even 1st or 2nd if I ended up clearing the whole course, because there was only 2 obstacles left after that: the salmon ladder and then the nunchuck cliches, and then there was the buzzer. So I was really happy with that whole competition performance. Out of all the 32 people, I ended up getting 4th, and the field was insane. So yeah, getting 4th place in that extremely stacked field was such a big confidence booster for me at the time, and it was one of the reasons why I was able to perform better in future competitions. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy watching me analyze and react to my 3-stage jungle gym competition from last July, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you'd like to see next, share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.